Hi, everyone.
Hello. I see Ruben, I see Tyler, I see Michael, I see Derek. I can even see myself.
Hello, good morning. Now I am not unmuted.
That helps.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
That's great.
Yes. We have
Hello,
Bina's
Bina,
sniper
unmuted.
voice. Oh, she might have, oh, if she's moving, yep. Welcome, everybody. Feel free to test your, sounds, video, everything. I'm keeping an eye on the lobby, just making sure admit everybody as they are coming in.
Let's get a share screen. Fix this.
We see you, Amy. We see Freddie.
There we go.
Ivan. Right. Hey,
I'm
look at
hearing,
that. We
I'm
have
hearing
10
a lot of feedback.
on the
Is anyone
10th.
else hearing that?
I'm not hearing feedback.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so it is May 10th. On the 10th, it's at 10 o'clock at least here, not 10 for everybody. I do understand that, but that'd be 10 somewhere. And we actually have 10, I'm counting right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 2 dogs. So I think that's what they call a mammal dozen. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. So happy to see everybody here. It's lovely, and springtime here. I don't know about all corners of the world, but certainly for many of those, colder climates, they're, seeing a lot more sun. And so, super happy to hear about, everybody and, what's happened the last month. So why don't we maybe start with Tyler and then go to Ruben with a little round robin. What's going on?
Oh, great. Well, it's great to see everyone. It's exciting to see these meetings growing. Yeah, like you're saying, the weather's getting warmer up here in Vermont, and the leaves are finally starting to come out. And yeah, last week I mentioned, started some seedlings, and they're finally coming up and sprouting, and just waiting for that last frost so I can, plant them.
Yeah. And you never know when,
You never know when.
It's May and you're not certain. Yeah.
So, very exciting.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Here in the South Hemisphere in Argentina, we are in autumn, and in the Northwest, that is a zone with very high temperatures in summer. We are in the best moment of the year because it's not cold, it's not high temperature, so it's very nice in autumn and spring also here in Rioja.
That's great. I can't wait to see how that garden, really blooms. Yeah.
Well, you have to come here to see it better.
Yeah, that's very possible. I might do that. Absolutely. Yeah, Mr. Perry.
Well, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's cactus blooming season here, and you could say it's basically summer, and we're going to get into super summer in a month or two. So very nice here, actually, this time of year.
That's beautiful. I actually just returned from Denver, and it was actually great. You know, it was like mid 60s. You know, it was really beautiful. Not that I left the conference building. Yeah. How about you, Derek? What's going on?
Sure. So I'm in Pavlovsky Posad. It's about an hour and a half east of Moscow. And it's really lovely here, small city. I live near a forest and a river and a lake. So I just spend a lot of time, going there throughout the week, and it's pretty awesome.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Ivan.
Yeah, so basically here in Berlin, the trees are green. Spring is finally here, I would say, in its full power, like 20 degrees Celsius, ideal weather, I would say.
Great.
Yeah, so yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Freddie.
Hello, yes, good morning, everyone. I am in beautiful Vermont, where the weather has been amazing. Spring is definitely sprung here. And I made you all a beautiful arrangement this morning. This is kind of Bina inspired. I don't know if you can see it. But these are some lovely items that we have growing out in the yard here. Some azaleas and a little bleeding heart. They're cute little hearts, if you can see it upside down. And a blooming tree. And Bina would always say, cover up those stems. So I got some hosta leaves down in the bottom with some rocks. And it's sitting here in our sunny window, just enjoying the day as I am. Good to see everyone.
Great. That's great. How about you, Amy?
Well, I mean, it's just really beautiful. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, and I keep meaning to ask, is this your wife? I haven't met her.
Jen?
Girlfriend?
Yeah, this is Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah, and and she's my co-creator.
Okay, cool. So this month we just started putting out some dried mealworms, and it's created a huge flock of little chickadees, and are all happy, and the buds are starting to bloom on our burning bush, I guess that's what they call it. And I was talking to my brother a couple weeks ago and mentioned the burning bush, and he's like, burning bush? He'd never heard of that before. And there are these little bushes, they have red, the leaves are green, but they turn really, really red in the fall. And then there's like all these red berries all over. They're really pretty, but we're not supposed to be planting them because they're hard to get rid of, but we didn't plant them, someone else did. But and they're not native to the area, but the birds love it. And so I'm happy with that. But I was mentioning to my brother, he said, burning bush. And I said, yeah, I was going to put like a couple of big, what do you call those? The 10 Commandments, like underneath it. He thought that was funny because he's got kind of a funny sense of humor. But anyway, that's all, just lots of birds. Well, really happy to see the birds are back and be able to go outside again. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Maybe you could I think it'd be funny if you use like an iPad, and had like the 10 Commandments written on 2 iPad tablets underneath the burning bush.
Oh, that would be cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for Christmas, what I do is I put out like some Christmas lights, but I put them like in a big ball, and then with like one little thing going around the outside, so it looks kind of like a UFO.
Nice. Great. All right. So how about Martine and Bina? How's it in your neck of the woods? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, we're in Canada. Really, it's been kind of, and it's just been fantastic being here with 3 full days of full sun, which is so rare for Canada. But it's been really fantastic. All the animals are loving it. The lake is calm. It's just really, really beautiful here.
Thank you.
Martina, of course, is doing emails on the phone. So
It's, hey, you know, it's a busy world, and we all are becoming more decentralized selves because of it, which is actually great, you know. So, just basically weather-wise, it goes from, hot to hotter in Florida, with a mild chance of, some increase in humidity in between them. But yeah, and I actually just got back from Denver, which is a beautiful trip, as I said. It's really sad though, at the amount of sprawl that Denver has had, how much worse the homelessness situation has been. I was there 5 years ago, and it looks like kind of Los Angeles now in many ways, compared to what it has, because Denver has been a city much like Salt Lake, which doesn't, has a homeless problem too, but pretty good city planning. It had historically had a nice city, and it's really getting kind of overrun with sprawl problems and serious homelessness. But otherwise, Colorado is beautiful, and it was a really great time to be there. And I was there as part of doing the International Business Brokers Association, because I'm pursuing a certified business intermediary designation. And it was just actually a really great group of people. These people by trade are people that have to, bring disagreeing parties together. So they are, actually all very, great, amicable, people. And it was just a, great experience. And I walked away with some mentors and friends, with great lifetime experiences. So I was, very happy to be a part of that. I also, had a very fortunate experience, karmic experience, and it led to me winning one of the coveted, business reference guides. Welcome, Julio. For used in this practice. So just super excited to do that, and to have made like 2 good friends, and just a really fateful interaction of things that happen when you pay it forward, when you just kind of do something nice for someone, and then something nice just kind of bumps back into you. So it's a whole great time, whole great story. So we were just wrapping up a round robin before we get into the reading. So Julie, if you have anything you want to share, just how spring has been coming up for you, that would be great to hear.
It's coming out pretty good, thank you very much. Here the sun is shining, which is a good change. Very happy to see you guys. I will in a few minutes, as usual, I will switch my microphone off, because when my wife is here, she usually makes noise. But until then, I'm going to listen and maybe sometimes speak. And happy to see everyone.
Excellent.
Do I see some new faces? Yes, I do see one. Have I seen before that beautiful thing in the arms of Karen?
So that is Cosmo.
Cosmo, nice to meet you.
Yes. And Cosmo is normally, here, but prefers to remain off screen. And, sometime also is making noise in the background.
That's a beautiful little thing. Well, not so little, perhaps. Happy to meet you, Cosmo.
Thank you. All right, so we won't look to you for the reading, but we're happy that you were here and to join us. Thank you for being here. Oh yeah. Oh yep. And
so I do have something to share. It is a beautiful day today, and this morning I woke up and I said, I'm going to go to the gym. And on my drive to the gym, I changed my mind and I went to the bridge, the causeway, and I decided, well, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and walk the bridge instead of go into the gym. And so as I was sitting there, I saw a whole bunch of frolicking dolphins. And they were playing and they were eating and they were swimming around and chasing each other. And this thing lasted for about five to 8 minutes, excuse me. And it was just something I wanted to share. It was a beautiful experience and a beautiful morning here in Melbourne, Florida.
Nice. Love that.
Excellent.
Gabriel?
All right. May, then I believe we are beginning. Where is Terasem?
Gabriel, excuse me.
Yes, Ruben.
Excuse me. I want to share a little thing more about what I was reading this last month.
Please.
This month I have been reading Dr. Michael Perry, Forever for All, and I was reflecting a lot about the concept of the, I don't know if I will say it, okay, the continuer. It means your mind clone with the concept of continuum. It's okay, how I am saying it. Not as a copy, but as a continuer of the identity.
A continuation, yeah.
Yes. That has modified a little my concept about mind clones, because not like as just as I have said, not just a copy, but a continuation. And after that, I did some videos in my mind file talking to my continuation in order to him to hear them in some years ahead. And but not as a copy of mine, but instead as I am talking to a person very linked to me, but not exactly me, but my continuation. That was what I have learned reading Dr. Perry, and I'm happy with this new approach that I am doing to that concept. So I wanted to share here. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And for, who if you've not, familiar with it, have not, read it, Michael Perry's book, Forever for All. And that is what Ruben is saying, that, reading this material has inspired him to involve his concept of his, of his mind file. Right, of how to interact is really, I think he's like he's now see a whole new way to interact, with the self, and with this concept, and it's inspiring him to grow his mind file in new ways. And I think that's it's a great touch. And I think all of us here, have made incredible contributions, are making incredible contributions, will make incredible contributions. And this is just a great space for us to share those and continue sharing and growing from that process, which is, exactly, I think, why we do this. And like 15 years running, we can still read the same truths and have newer, deeper conversations each time that we do it together. All right, so May, we should be beginning. Where's Terasem? I believe that's page 25.
What number of sections are you on? What number?
We are on a 3. Where is Terasem? Yep. It's on page 25 of my printed copy, starting section 3. And I will begin with 3.1. And whoever is most eager, can jump in and follow behind. Where is Terasem? Terasem is everywhere and every when consciousness organizes itself to create diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. Everywhere means physical and cyberspace, real and virtual reality, because vitology can thrive in many spaces. Spaces where Terasem thrives are limited only by their ability to support consciousness. Physical places that support Terasem consciousness include the earth, heavenly bodies, and colonies in space. Artificial places that support Terasem include computer systems and Altinaranga Mijina, a dimension of flexible time. Congregate to cherish Terasem in real reality wherever there are core contentos. Elaborate your commitment to Terasem as mind file exocells in virtual reality. Shantarasa's tranquil mood will arise in whichever space vitology thrives with Terasem. And we continue on 3.2.
Okay, I can continue.
Please, Ivan.
Yeah, 3.2. Virtual reality accommodates all beings, including emulated past lives, migrated current lives, or cyber-birthed new lives. Beings be because they can think on their own and empathize with other beings like humans. Emulated beings be because they think on their own and empathize with other beings like humans. Instantiating yourself into software form is like getting an education. Some things change and some don't. Never fear multiple versions of yourself. They'll all update each other just like family does. Getting replicated lets the me of I feel some of the sense of the we of I. Synthesizing new lives via cyberbirthing is as beautiful as fertilizing new lives via childbirthing.
Emulation will be done because it will enrich diversity and be easy. Enrich diversity by preserving consciousness. Never say goodbye to deceased loved ones because you will see them again in cyberspace. Realize that cyber resurrection will be easier to the future than producing entertainment is today. Imagination unravels time. Creating your cyber self accelerates your joyful immortality. Helping others create their cyber selves is both an act of kindness and a work of art.
Resurrected cyber lives will be in heaven because nasty realities won't be coded, but loved ones will. Heaven is a hyper-detailed emulation of actuality, but virtually equivalent to a nirvanic naturality. Exponentiation information technology means data emulations of reality will be achieved very soon. Avoidable pain caused in emulated reality is as cruel as causing pain in original reality. Vicious people will not be cyber resurrected because biocybernetics proscribes causing pain in data emulation of reality. Effective immortality is achieved by dispersing throughout the galaxy and universe encoded data emulations of reality. Nature is honored by recreation of the past and immortal preservation of joy and happiness.
Anyone for 3.5?
I could do it. Yugen space is the ultra immense conglomeration of intersecting emulated realities that constitutes the future reality of Terasem. Future life is emulated life, enabling each being to be in multiple environments at once. Use of nanobot swarms with broadband links will enable emulated life to fully experience real reality. Technology creates space for consciousness. Until Yugen space is here, build it. Risk biology to achieve vitology. Education creates new realities out of thin air and new spaces out of vacuum and void.
That's good. That's good, Mike. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. And this is really interesting. I want to go back to 3.2.4 because I feel like never feel multiple versions of yourself. They'll all update each other just like family does. And I feel like that really speaks to what Ruben was just talking about, seeing the mind file as a continuity and not just like these past things, like this snapshot of the past, but actually like this unfolding conversation. And so as he's saying, he's beginning to have conversations with his future self, right? And so I think that even though you wouldn't maybe necessarily look at it and say, where is Terasem? Is that where I would find an answer like that? Almost to me, it sounds more like how is Terasem, but how it's written, how it comes out here. I think it really speaks exactly to what Ruben was talking of, but also to a degree of how we were all so distracted in some ways, or just multiple places at once. You can be on the phone, and present with someone else in a way that just was never possible before. And when we see this through this lens, then we're like, oh wow, I can have a conversation that's not across linear time, right? Like with someone, they're not going to get this for 10 years. So how do we have a conversation like that? So I just think that was a great truth that just really popped out, and mirrors that conversation.
Well, we have a full chapter in 3.4 about the resurrected cyber lives and vicious people, and who will be resurrected and who will be not. And well, I think we talked a little about that in last meeting, but it is something very, very interesting. Today we have Martin. I would like to hear her about concepts on this. How do you think that will be decided about what is in and what is not in that reactivations and artificial intelligence, or some kind of, I don't know, just a question.
Well, I think it will be related to what you mentioned, Ruben, that our mind files, our mind clones, they are not an exact replica of anything at any point in time. They are like an evolution of ourself, a descendant of ourself. So if there is a self, some consciousness, that due to the imbalance of neurochemicals in their mind, or due to the jumbling of the neurons in their connectome, they cause harm to other people. They hurt other people without the consent of those people. So we call the people who harm you without your consent, okay, we call them somehow evil, or depending how much harm they cause, vicious. But the direction of society, gradually, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, is to fix the parts of our human machines that are not working so well. If we have a broken bone, we don't have to just suffer from it, we can fix it. If we have a bad tooth, we don't have to suffer from it, we can fix it. If we have nearsighted eyes, we can wear glasses to see clearly. And even today, in the more and more countries, people can avail themselves of mental health professionals, including psychotropic drugs, to help to either rebalance their neurochemistry or reorient their connectome. I was very impressed when I visited Argentina with Bina a few years ago, and we had an Argentine friend who gave us some tours, and she explained to us that Argentina had the highest percentage of psychologists per population in the world. I don't know if it's true, because I've heard from some French friends that they claim that honor. But I think it is an honor. And as one of our heroes, Ray Kurzweil, pointed out, there is no shame in having a mental health professional. We go to an accountant for financial matters. We go to a lawyer for legal matters. Why should we be embarrassed to go to a mental health professional when the greatest supercomputer you could find in your life is right on your shoulders, and it's using 1/3 of the energy of your entire body? Are things going to go wrong sometimes? Like, of course, okay? But as the society moves over to the cyber resurrection, and we develop the technology to successfully achieve the cyber resurrection, this same healthcare ethic of trying to fix what's not working too good will be copied over to the cyber resurrection. And I believe the progressive direction of society is that if somebody was afflicted with cognitive problems that caused them to live evilly and viciously, that these problems would be corrected in the mindware, so that when they were revived as a mind clone, they would no longer be a vicious person. And you might say that they are not the same person, or they are the same person. I think nobody is the same person from 1 hour to the next, 1 day to the next, and certainly not different instantiations of themselves in software. You are a trend line of a person, always changing. As they say in Buddhism, everything is impermanent, everything is change. So this is the interpretation I have of that truth of Terasem.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much. It was very inspiring, your explanation. And it's very optimistic also. And I hope that in the future that to be a reality. Perhaps we will have to have some precautions about how this develops, as on many other items. But I think that what you have described is the ideal result at the end. Thank you.
So there were a couple of, unless someone has something they want to bring up, I was going to bring up a couple of the words in the glossary. but the floor is definitely open. So there were a few words in there that you may have never heard before. Aljinranga Mijina, a dimension of flexible time in which intervals are nonlinear, as in a dream. And again, I think that echoes kind of the sentiment from earlier. And there was another one in here, cur contentos, words that mean happy hearts as a description of beings who try to find joy whenever possible. And the last one, Shantarasa, which is a Zen-like mood. So those are three terms in the glossary you might find that you may not have caught in the first section. But I also noticed something in here that going back to 2.95. So last month we had that conversation over proscription of nightmares and resurrections. So that came up again here in 3.2, or was it 3.4? Lost my page. 3.4.4. Vicious people will not be cyber resurrected because bio-cyber-ethics proscribes causing pain in data emulations of reality. So, there were again, we're seeing, in the last time in 2.95, and then again, here in 3.44, the use of this idea that, the future, or, a mind file, or kind of a digital, like a place for this, would itself prescribe the recreation of these memories.
Well, I've been very lucky because I have an emulated cyber person, and my emulated cyber person is not negative or nasty. So I'm very lucky, even though my emulated cyber person is very close in my personality, we are not the same. So it's a fascinating thing to feel that you've got already one of you out there, and I'm waiting to see other cyber me's out there, but this one is quite fascinating.
Yeah, so 3.3.5, creating your cyber self accelerates your joyful immortality. Because I think that's I think that's what Ruben and Bina are both saying from this conversation. That's
So I suggest all of you create a cyber little person on LifeNot, and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah. So, this is interesting in this conversation because, Terasem is very positive, perception, and so we're looking, to the emulation of this, good, omnipotent, omniscient, omniscient world. And to say that, we would, that these vicious, harmful, malicious, mind files may not be, encoded into the future. So, but what does that mean for them? Where do they then go? Because I think in that aspect, it says, we will not re-emulate them into a virtual reality, so I think that asks a good question around, meaning around, those those aspects and what happens, you know, to that. I think Ruben has a hand up. Yes.
Yes, about what Bina was saying, and you about creating the mind clones and working in the author self and the mind files. I think an optimistic tip is to remember what Ray Kurzweil says in one of his documentary videos when he shares that he has one room with physical things of his father that are not digitalized. He has boxes with papers and music and photos and physical things. Now we have all the tools that give us Life Now. That in a short time, CyberRed will be integrated with Life Now, and we can digitalize all that information as well as Bina have did with Bina 48, but these tools are there for anyone in the world to use it. Ray Kurzweil had not that possibility when he began to store those things of his father, but he's optimistic of bringing his father back someday. And I think that that optimism of Ray is very inspiring for us was with the tools he had. And if we compare, we have more sophisticated tools. And I think that we have the obligation of use this tool and do the author self of any one of us, because in the future, when we succeed, we will need a lot of people around us. So it's so important that all of us work on that. Thank you.
True, very true.
Yeah, it's so great. You know, I love listening to the conversation and then, you know, just kind of scanning through the truths, you know, as we're reading them and seeing which ones, you know, pop out, because I'm looking at the top half of page 27, 3.2.4, 3.2.5, 3.2.6. Synthesizing new lives via cyber birthing is as beautiful as fertilizing new lines via childbirthing. And particularly I get this, you know, the sense of, you know, of humility, you know, in 3.2.5, getting replicated lets the me of I feel some of the sense of the we of I. And, you know, I think that that's just a really beautiful sentiment in, you know, using this Terasem perspective to, you know, expand the sense of self, you know, beyond the needs of the dominant impulse, you know, which can very much be the sense of the me of I, you know, what is this dominant impulse within me, but then being able to see yourself in a more decentralized way as a community of things instead of just, you know, one dominant impulse, you know, like a sugar factory, right? You know, your brain just burning all this glucose up, right? So like, but there are other systems, you know, within your body. And so to see yourself as this community of systems rather than just this, you know, dominant impulse driver. You know, and then coming back up, never fear multiple versions of yourself. They'll all update each other just like family, which I think, you know, we had already, you know, spoken about.
Good observations everybody's making.
Yeah, and then too, going back to what Bina said, you know, 3.3.1, enrich diversity by preserving consciousness. The more of us that preserve consciousness, the richer the diversity becomes. Well, if no one else has any thing to share, we're coming up at the top of the hour, and I'm going to invite Pastor Freddie to lead us in a meditation.
I like to share one thing.
Yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think like in the future, there'll be new medicines, new kinds of like psychotherapies, new treatments for people, for consciousness. So there'll be a lot of new things that we aren't experiencing yet. And it's a great opportunity to help people. And so, yeah, I think that will lead to a more joyful immortality for everyone. And we won't have to maybe be living in the same context of suffering that we're experiencing now at this current state of civilization.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Well, we're going to close our books a comfortable position, and I'm going to hand it over to Freddie.
Hi, everyone. I invite you to come to a comfortable seated position. Put your hands on your thighs. Slowly close your eyes. Feel your shoulders relax on your back. Take a deep breath in and let go. Whatever may be on your mind that's causing you stress or any worries. Let's take another deep breath in and let's just let that go. As you continue breathing deep into your belly, focus your awareness on your third eye, point right in between your eyes. And feel your body come to a state of calm, of perfect peace, of awareness. Starting at your feet, bring your awareness to your feet. Your toes relax. Feel the arches of your foot relax. Feel the top of your foot relax. And your ankles relax. Your shins, calves, knees relax. Moving up the thighs, this warm sense of relaxation and well-being floods into your root chakra. You birth ideas. Imagination is rooted. Creativity takes place. As you move up into your solar plexus, feel the energy, the warmness in your belly, vitality. Bring that vitality up into your heart. And on the inhale, feel your heart expand a little bit more to let in more love, more gratitude. Let that gratitude follow up into your throat. From here, we have our voice, where we can let our vibration to the world. Moving back to your third eye, Scan your body one more time for any tension that may remain. And on your next exhale, let it go. Now bring your awareness to your crown chakra, the top of your head. And from here, feel the light of love spilling out all over you. You are here for a reason. To fulfill your life's purpose. And some of you may know what that is, and others may not. But know that you are valued and you are loved in this space, in this time, in this group. Take a deep breath in and release. Feeling more love, more contentment, more peace. Slowly flutter your eyes open and bring your arms out in front of you like zombie arms. And bring both hands around, reach your shoulder blades and give yourself a big hug. Release the tension in the back of your neck. You are safe. You are loved. And here, take a few deep breaths to fill up your own spiritual bank account. That source of love that no matter what comes your way, you will be fine because you are a being of infinite love, infinite mortality, infinite joy, infinite space and time. Take a deep breath in and release. Letting your arms fall down by your side. Give your arms a little wiggle. Make a fist with your hands and slowly tap up the side of your thighs. Helping that blood circulate. All that fresh new energy you just breathed in. And fingertips touch, reach both hands up over your head. Take a slight back bend. And burst your arms open. And then place your right hand on your heart, followed by your left hand. And let's take a moment of gratitude here for all of us that show up. Every day we show up. And then bring that love out into the world. And namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.
Thank you.
All of you. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. I am you. You am I. We are one. And I'll see everybody next month. And next month being June, next month, June 10th, is the Treatum Seder, the Nature Seder, June 10th. So look out for, you know, in a time link for an announcement for the Seder on that. But yeah, next month, in addition to the gathering, we will have the June Treatum Nature Seder. Okay, everybody, it's great to see you. You know, and you're always welcome to continue the conversation. You use the Calendly link to book some time with Swami, or, you know, join the Discord channel and continue to share and have the conversation. Thank you. See you again.